Howdy, Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man here, having a late bowl. Some of this Peterson Irish cask, Kentucky Fire Burley, I believe, in Zimbabwe tobacco. I'm listening to some blues. Smoking of bones. Love these little pipes, man. You know, I like getting my money's worth. You work hard. I'm retired now. You don't feel like been around the block a couple of times. You know the worth of a briar. You know. You know when you're getting a decent smoke, when a pipe smokes well like this. K Woody. 3 days smoking this bad boy. K Woody, man. An American classic. You don't like K Woody. Man, smoke. I don't care what they say. I bought my share of pharmacy tobacco. I ain't lying. That Cherry Middleton. Had a lot of that. There was some other brands that they good. Paladin Cherry. I can't touch that now, but there was a time when you didn't, you just wanted to smoke your pipe, you wanted to smoke tobacco, and you really didn't know what was a good smoke or a bad smoke. You know, aromatic. When you're young, you kind of like, oh, this is smoke good, this smoke great. After a while, man, you're smoking all kinds of different tobaccos. And you run into some old heads, and you sit there, and they're smoking like some kind of English blend, and then you've been puffing your artificial, you know, uh, chemically topping on your flavoring. I mean, flavoring on your tobacco. And you know, somebody else is smoking just pure Perique and Lattice Oriental tobaccos, and the smells is so different. Like, oh, I remember I was young. I was like 22. Oh, that smells so good. Oh, where's that? And I got schooled. What was English? What was aromatic? And it was great. They would tell me what great pipes there were, and I listened to all the stories, and I sat with a lot of men that were into racing. For some reason, this first group I gathered pipe smoker were into racing, gambling, pool hustlers. You know, your Paul Newman, Jackie Gleason type of guys. You know, they had Brooklyn accents, they had Italian accents, New Jersey accents, they had Bronx accents, you know, local regional accents, and then once in a while somebody from Boston will come on you like, why does he sound like a Kennedy? Hey, no, I was young. You know, time goes on and you go through experiences with pipe, tobacco. Even if it's by accident, you're gonna learn something. So I always stay with the older. I'd ask somebody, so how long you been smoking pipe? Oh, Sonny, I've been smoking pipe since the 1940s. I'm like, really? What do you smoke? And they tell me, I never heard of the brand. Oh, they don't make it anymore. I used to play with these old men that I love chess. You know? Yeah, remember going to this park and the Grand Concourse is mostly Jewish, Italian, and a lot of immigrants, Jewish immigrants from Ukraine and Russia. So they'd be on the park playing chess. These lonely men with their little walking sticks, and they sit there. And sometimes they play with themselves. Yeah, stand there. The man looks up at me. You want to play? Oh man, he must have been really old, like in his 84, 85. He showed me how the pieces move. The first guy that showed me how the pieces move was this friend of mine named Ming. He showed illustrated to me, but the man really showed me like the theory behind taking the center board, how to set my pawns, utilizing my pawns, my knights, my bishops, how to castle properly. And the first opening he taught me was Rue Lopez and the Queen's Gambit. To this day, I can't remember the alphabet either. I used the old system in my head. Pawn to King 4. I could never learn the alphabet. It's a simple thing. I'm pretty good at math. But once I learned that system and I was playing with a lot of the guys here, I reached collegiate level chess. I was very close, if not in the master level. I was rated FIDE, and then I stopped. Not forget, I can't play with somebody that doesn't know. Was pissing off my family. Sometimes your own family can be really jealous of your success. I don't know if you've ever experienced, you do something great, they don't acknowledge it. You go into the military and you receive awards and accolades for your job well done, and they don't care. Oh well, it's not like so I admire when families support their children. They find the talent of a child very early in life, and then they go all out to make sure that that kid reaches success. They can see into the future. Some of our parents, hardworking parents, all they thought about is the next meal, paying the bills. They were just thanking God they came to America and they were free from oppression. And then you had some families that came over with big dreams, and they've become very successful. I applaud them for that. You know. To me, I like the theology. The wanting to know why. I like the philosophy. So I began studying Rousseau, Sartre, Immanuel Kant, Nietzsche. When I got to Nietzsche, my eyes opened up like, what the heck? you know? Then I read about the scientific revolution, the Renaissance, and I started going back, So like, what's the scientific revolution? What is the French Revolution? And you're reading on it, and then you're reading about the early American fathers in the country, and their view of utopia and their view of creating a society. You know, let me tell you something. That must have read it about 9 times, to be honest. And I read the U.S. Constitution. That is an amazing, amazing document, man. Then I read the Bill of Rights, and I said, hell no, I'm not going to another country. Hell no, man. You're innocent until proven guilty? That's amazing, man. There's no other court system like ours. I mean, it's not, there's always corruption. I mean, if you think it's going to be all, America's all idealistic, you, you're going to the wrong country. You have all your cast of characters. But you always have those core individuals that really believe in the freedom of speech, freedom of to pursue happiness, freedom of your religion, and they fight for it. I once knew an African American who was a SEAL. That's the first guy I ever met, African American that was a SEAL. This is like 1981. And he was running on the flight deck, and I was running on the flight deck. He looked at me, badass dude, muscles everywhere, and I'm running. He keeps running, and I'm running. Before you know it, he's running next to me, and we're running like a 10K on a LPH flight deck, helicopter platform. All other helicopters were underneath in the hangar bay because that Sunday was Saturday. That Sunday we're gonna have Steel Beach picnic. So he was running, man. He was running. So I started speeding up. He started speeding up, and his SEAL team was on the side, and I'm running. He didn't know I ran track. I weighed like 160 in high school, and I ran track. I ran cross country. I used to run this place called Van Cortlandt Park, where all the early New York runners from the New York Runners Society, and it'd be wet, drenched. At that time, I had pro kids, and these guys had the new Nikes that came out. Yes, And I remember I was motivated because a book came out by a doctor. I forgot his name. He passed away on running. He became real famous. Book. The Art of Running, or the Running for Life, something like that. And I read it, and I was motivated, and I learned so much from the book that I was inspired to run. And I used to love the feeling of running, and then you hit the wall, and then that adrenaline, I think it's like your body produces morphine. It kind of hits you, you go numb. And then, it's like you're like a machine and you're just running like a piston. You're getting enough oxygen to where your muscles are not depleted, and you're running. I happened to get like that running with the Navy SEAL guy. And so you were at the 15-mile mark, and they were making fun of him. I guess they knew, making fun of him. He was a lot heavier than I was. He pulls up next to me as we're running. He go, okay, that's enough, sailor. You prove your point. I'm about to fall out. Prove my point. What are you talking about? We're saying this as we're running. What are you talking about? Yeah, you prove your point. You can run with a seal. I said, I'm not running against a seal. I'm not running because you're a seal, man. I do this all the time. He goes, what? I said, I do this all the time. I run 10Ks every other day. So I got to know him and got to know the fact that his father was stationed in Japan. And so this SEAL guy, raised in Japan, black guy that spoke, he spoke Japanese as well as any Japanese. He was born there in the base. I think it was Nagasaki or Yokosuka. And his father was there after the war. He was stationed there to help rebuild Japan. So he learned Japanese. He was schooled in American school, but he took the martial arts. He was sent over to Okinawa. He studied Shotokan, Shiryu, a variety of arts, ninjutsu. I didn't know what the hell that was. And then he was good with firearms and communications and computers at that time. He knew what was called Cobalt and I don't know what the hell. He was really into computers, so he was very bright. African Americans, he made it to the SEAL team and he befriended me. And at that time, I was in very good shape. In boot camp, I passed the SEAL test, but I was a medic, and I was already before Recon. I was a medic, 2nd Battalion, first out of Oceanside, California, Camp Pendleton, and I got transferred to Camp Lejeune. So I had to go to Camp Johnson. We learned some things, and I became a line corpsman with grunts. I caught a lot of hell from the Marines until there was a competition where you had to carry soldiers. And at that time, I could lift easily 450, close to 500 in my squats and deadlift. You know, just practicing on my own, and I was very strong. So when they saw me carry in the competition, you had to carry a Marine as far as you can go. And I made it to 300 yards, 3 football lengths with a dude on my back. He weighed like 210. And I just carry him, and people yelling on one side and on the other, Marines and Navy and Army personnel. And I got this guy strapped to my shoulder, and I'm just like walking, crunched out, walking. And I went 300 yards, man. I gained so much respect. You know? I gained so much respect. They saw me run, lead the platoon in running. I was a marksman. I qualified for a shotgun. And actually did armory duty, man. Yeah, I learned a lot. Thank God I didn't have to use it. The only thing I used was a red eye and my 45 in Lebanon and in Panama. You know, you're getting fired, you're getting traced around, you're getting everything thrown at you. Your job is to make sure that the wounded, keep them alive. So always the type of guy that I could read these huge manuals and memorize it and then apply it, And then on top of that, the greatest compliment I ever got was this: man, you can apply under the most stressful situations. It's like in basketball, you always had that one guy that can hit the last shot to win a game. You have the disposition for that. Well, I was that guy. I was that guy. I wanted the ball in my hands, get the bases loaded. I wanted to be the one up there hitting the ball. And so, yeah, it's just my makeup. Everybody handles combat the same, man. I seen guys get mega training, and then what happens is they just don't respond in time and space. They're just not. I think it's because I saw violence very young. I saw real violence very young. And, I was fearless. I wasn't scared to die. Once you get rid of that, you're not afraid of dying. You're going to go someday. You might as well go for your country, right? That might sound morbid. Yeah, that's how I thought. Once I raised my hand to obey the chain of command, that was it. I was committed. I could have been in Casa Nostra or something like that. I wasn't gonna rat. I wasn't a rat. you know? I always, even though I might not agree with you, but if you had convictions about something, you had convictions and you really believed in what you did, I respect a person for that, I mean, doing good things. I didn't like somebody that was going around hurting people, but we had convictions for whatever, painting, music, sports, pipes, what you did as a tobacconist. You didn't have to know everything, but if you had passion for it and you was always learning, I always like to be around people that are always learning, Well, that's it. Just getting my random thoughts for tonight. Smooth sailings. See you tomorrow. Remember, whatever you can't do today, you can do tomorrow. Take it easy. All you got to take it a day at a time. Sailor the Piper Man signing out. Smooth sailing.